Good morning, everyone. Today is November 5th. I'm going out to the field right now. I'm going to spread out these wagons here. Just spread the two of them apart out at the far field there. Got a few jobs we want to get done before combine today. We're probably going to start combining around 12:30, I think. Got to clean out the barn. Going to go around, feed all the calves some grain. There's a few other things I think we're going to get done before we start combining, but I'm going to spread these wagons out because I'm going to put the manure spreader on the tractor. So I don't want to hook up and re-unhook these if I don't have to, so I'm just going to spread them out so they're ready to go for later. Chilled morning for a start up of that. I've got first wagon unhooked, tarp open. Gonna go put this wagon up there, head her back. I just got the dump box pulled out here. Unhooked it too because this is the tractor we use to clean out our barn. Even this muffler's too tall. We put this one on for when we go in the barn because it's a short ceiling barn. This is the only tractor we have that'll fit in it. That's why we have these ROPs cut off too for our canopy. It comes on and off to clean out the barn in the summertime. We don't put it on in the winter. Basically because all we do with the tractor all winter is clean out the barn. And that's pretty well it. I got the spreader hooked up to the 49. Put the loader bucket on here now. It's just right there beside the auger. We went to a guy's place yesterday, bought about 5 head of cattle. They're going to be here around 11 o'clock today. Clean out the barn now, going to bed it all up. And then when they get here, we're going to vaccinate them. A couple of them have pneumonia. Well, we think they do. Just a bit of sneezing going on with them, so we're just going to treat them. They'll come back 4 days. We'll send them out in the pasture. 4 days we'll treat them again, make sure they're full of good treatment so they are getting healthy. So we got about one more bucket load to put in the spreader. We used to have, well actually we still have the spreader. It's a John Deere 450. It's half the size of this. Kind of glad we got the bigger spreader now, or else I would have been taking 2 loads today instead of 1. There's a generator running over there right now. Hydro's doing something. Power's off from 7 a.m. till 11 a.m. today, so we have the generator running the house today just for the morning. Power should be back on around 11 o'clock, but outside working, don't really need the hydro. Cows are fine. They got hay and they should be good. And yeah. Dad's going to get a straw bale right now. We're gonna bed up the barn with that. I'm gonna go take this load of manure. Just gonna put the bale spears on. I'm gonna take this load of manure and head her back. Over there is where Dad's getting the round bales, is where we did all that straw a couple months back in August. That is what we used to cover them up. We just wrapped the straw bales. Wasn't too bad. They're knifed, chopped, and ready to go in the pens, all chopped up nice and fine. He's grabbing one of them right now. I'm gonna toss them there. They hold a lot of straw. We had one that broke and we just had to set out in the yard, and we used it like a month and a half. Like 4 or 5 bucket loads put in the barn. Pretty good for a week. So he's just grabbing one now out of the pile. He's leaving the wrap on it because it's one of the ones that kind of broke. So he's hoping the wrap will hold it together until he gets to the barn with it. So I'm heading out now with the load of manure. See you out in the field. My beef cows are getting nice and big. Gonna be bringing them in probably this week. They've got a fair size on them actually. Pretty good. We're gonna bring them in. Pretty well what we're gonna feed them all winter is bunch silage and ground corn. Get them nice, big and fat for the spring to sell. Make a good penny off them or something. So, still hauling to this oat field. There's a section on the other side of this island that I didn't spread to, so I'm gonna haul this load of manure to it. I'm gonna do this until it gets really muddy, and then throughout the winter I'll probably spread around the soybean fields around our main farm there. So run the spreader at around 1600 RPM. Can't run it any faster than that because, nope, got a block stop here. The connector for hydraulic number 2 is disconnected down there. I gotta fix that. Just the ping came out, so that's why this is like that. So I can't run PTO really fast because this is a 540 spreader. And this tractor is a big 1000 PTO drive on it. So if I run it any faster than I am, it'll blow the spreader up. We can switch it over, but I like making the manure fly. The load has been unloaded. I'm gonna get out and scrape all that manure off because these nights, in the negatives, and in the morning it gets quite frosty. I do know that during the day it does get quite warm, but it just helps to keep the manure from getting froze to the spreader. So, oh, that's nice. My scraper's fucked. I'm gonna have to build a new one, I guess. It's pretty well just these parts where it can freeze up the track. Our other spreader, we had lots of problems with it. Last winter we had to tear the entire thing apart. It's pretty well wore right out, but we had to tear it out, this cylinder out, because the bolt at the very back that holds it onto this broke right off. So we had to tear the entire cylinder out. Oh, was that ever a job to do? I'll put a clip of it here next of tearing it out. It was a cold day that day, middle of winter. Fixing the spreader. Gotta love it when that happens. I have got the third gravity wagon on the back of me now. I'm gonna bring it up to the ditch here. I gotta go to work after lunch, so I won't be around to move wagons for my dad, so I'm moving them now into spots, and then he'll move them tonight once they're all full. He'll bring them all back to the yard. Probably load a truck tomorrow morning. So we're hoping to get all this off before we have a rain. We got a field on the other side of the building there. We went across the road, about 30 acres. And then we got another section about 5 miles away from here that we're gonna take all the equipment up to one day. It'll be a full day's worth of work to get it all off, about 25 acres worth. So we're gonna do that one day, probably next week after this rainstorm comes through, and potential snow. So soybeans don't do good in snow, but based on the weather, the snow's not gonna stick around. So, which is good. Corn, it can stay out. We've had corn out till March. That was actually this year. We had it out till March because we had combine problems, electrical problems with the combine. We couldn't combine. Every time we go out, we think we'd have her good. Combine would quit. So we finally got it figured out. It was a solenoid gone. So got that figured out. We do want one field done before we get a whole whack of snow. It's just because the type of corn it is. The stalks are brittle and they fall over in the snow and wind when it gets to that time of year. The rest of the corn should be fine. It's just that one type of corn that it doesn't like to stand. It just knocks over. It's got nice cobs on it, good yield, but the stalks aren't. The genetics in the stalks aren't very good, very standing wise. So yeah, get that off probably in 2-3 weeks, and then go easy at the corn, and harvest will be done. So we got 80 acres of corn to do. About, I'd say, 85-90 acres of soybeans left to do. It isn't too bad considering the fall we've had. Not too bad. Grain head is staying together, which is good. Probably just right there, drawing up with the wagon. Just easing out. Not too bad. Wagon is now unhooked. I'm gonna head back and fill my feed bags up and do my rounds of feeding calves. There's 3 pastures I go to and feed them grain, so take the gator out and do that. By the time I get back, those new cows will be here. Well, I guess the power's back on, which is good. I can grind up grain for the calves now. It's a little dirty in here. I'm gonna clean it up this week. Doing some concrete work here too. Gonna level it all out for this winter for the feed carts. It's dusty and musty in here. We're gonna get her all cleaned up and ready to go for this winter. That's all the grain I need for today, probably. I already got it. Well, I'm gonna fill these up a bit more, but didn't have too much in the right cart. There's a lot of spider webs in here, so I'm gonna clean that all up probably within the next week and start running silos soon. There. That should be enough feed for today. Our calves are here. I got 3 bags loaded up. I will take that out after we unload these calves and check them out. The calves have arrived.
they'll fit right.
Just got done feeding those calves there. Got all 3 packers fed up now. They're enjoying the rain. I'm gonna head back home. After lunch, we're gonna head out and start combining. I'll get a couple clips of combining soybeans before I gotta go to work. Hope you guys enjoy that. There goes the combine right there, going to combine beans. I'm coming to get the header trailer and take it to the other field because my dad will just go from this field across the ditch, so he won't need the header trailer up here. So I'll bring it back home.